Greetings from Washington, D.C. I'm going to talk to you today about your charcoal cup sketches that are due at the next class. You have 3 due, and as we discussed earlier, you need to be working inside a format, just like I'm drawing now, and thinking about the composition and how you fit your objects in it. Last week we worked on graphite tonal sketches. This week we're going to work more high contrast with charcoal. So when you're home, I want you to set up a direct light so you have light and shadow. And you can draw with a pencil to begin with. What you're going to try and do is figure out which part you're drawing. So I'm actually going to start with the shadow down here because I want to have that in there. And I'm going to start with my contour drawing. And remember, you can correct things as you go. So I started at the bottom to see if I could fit things. I may have to change that as I continue to draw. So contour drawing is going to be a part of everything that you do. And really what you're studying in this particular composition is how light and shadow defines the form in high contrast. Remember, you can just correct as you go. So I got a little bit big there. I want to pay attention, and I'm going to lose my outside shadow because I made the cup so big, which is fun. So I'm going to alter some of that. So you get your contour drawing in. The first thing that you look for is where the lights are and where the darks are. When I'm working with charcoal, I will put the darks in first. So I will experiment with that. The charcoal sticks that you have, remember we talked about this is additive drawing, will go on very softly. So we're going to do reductive drawing techniques as well, but I'm paying attention to where the light is as I go down through the drawing so that I don't have to erase everything out. And you're going to have to do a closer study of the shadows as we go through things. I'm going to treat this as negative space and above the cup as negative space so you can simplify parts of the drawing. And I put the darks in so I can start to see the lights better. I've already lost part of my saucer, but I'm going to bring that back. So once I get some of the charcoal down, I start to move it with my fingers. Some of you won't like this because you're working on a textured paper and it'll feel weird on your hands. I want you to push through that. We have some powdered charcoal in the classroom. We'll kind of continue these a little bit on Thursday. But my finger becomes a drawing tool. So everything I do in the beginning is additive, where I'm moving things around. This is the darkest part of the shadow in here. So I work to the mid-tone gray, which is why we did mid-tone grays last week, tonal values to begin with. Then I will do some reductive drawing, which we talked about. I'm going to start to crisp things up with my eraser to bring form back into what I see. So I'm going to have to go back down into this because there's a big highlight, and the combination of the lights and darks is what shows the form. So you have to start looking with more precision later to where things end and begin. Also, you do not need a charcoal pencil to do this assignment. You can get pretty crisp with the edge of the square. This is going to be darkest up here, kind of at this edge. But you work on pulling out the forms and layering. In here, you can use a kneaded eraser to lift some of this up. But you're working to get that contrast to help define the form. So for homework this week, you need to do 3 drawings in a border. I think I said 4, but since I'm late getting the video up, you are the lucky winners. And you need to pay attention to how the composition is coming together. And I would flesh this out more, but we only have so much space on YouTube. So your composition must be full and complete. You're going to spend a little bit more time than I did making sure you get the different contrasts of the highlight and the light and dark inside and outside of the cup. And we will talk about this in class on Thursday. Thanks.